Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing amazing today. I thought that I'd make a video about my ins and outs for 2026, but make it architecture edition. I definitely was not prepared for what was to come during that last semester, and I think just making this video will help me stay accountable and also just recognizing the things that I do want to accomplish, but also try and break those bad habits that I developed last semester and that also just a lot of people begin to do once the work piles on. I just did like 3 things that I'm going to be leaving behind, 3 things I want to start doing or just develop. So I have my iPad right here and I will list off. First, I'm going to do the things that I am leaving, hopefully in 2025. So the first one, procrastination. There is so much work in architecture and you don't realize it at first. Like right now, I'm pretty chill. That's why I feel confident to make this video and to give something to you guys right now, just because I feel like I have time. But I feel like next week I might not have time, or just the time that I feel like I have right now. And so that's where my procrastination comes in, and it's just so hard because you just laugh at the amount of work that there is, and it's so much work to the point where you don't feel like doing anything, and then you just leave it off until the day before, and that just leads to rush work, not thought out fully ideas. And I'm going to try and do that. It's also a sin too, procrastination. So I just want to be the best I can be, especially with my ideas this semester, because I definitely have a pretty awesome studio group and they're all very bright-minded, and I'm a little bit intimidated, but hopefully I can keep up. Hopefully I can have some pretty awesome visuals and things like that. That was my number 1. Number 2, I'm going to be leaving behind bad organization in 2025. Organization in architecture is very crucial, especially if you want to keep everything together. And what I mean by this is, like in the computer especially, you have to revisit these past projects and compile them into a portfolio in the end, or just for your own sake, honestly. Like if you want to get your own internships, if you want to get your own jobs, you have to put your best projects together in the end. From the beginning, we're always taking pictures of our projects and documenting all of that, making sure it has a specific orientation to all the images that we do take. So they are supposed to be good, but I don't know what happens to them. Like all of my projects last year, I have no idea what happened to them, and I'm kind of upset about it, especially for my final project in the model making class that I took. I thought that my idea was really awesome and well thought out, but I can't find any good pictures of it. And honestly, I can't find like where I wrote up my whole like idea and what I was thinking, what I was going through during the thought process of creating that model. So yeah, I really want to be organized this semester on the computer and making sure that I have my files organized and pictures labeled so that it's not random files everywhere. I think I've been doing a great job. I've been separating them between each semester. And yeah, so I've started doing that. I did that a little bit last semester in the end, like halfway through, but it still wasn't enough, and I just want to start out this new semester being more organized. I am going to leave behind not taking care of myself in 2025. Last semester, I guess this semester, I noticed that when I'm doing work, I kind of put my hands like on my face like this and like just rub my face when I start to get stressed about work. And I didn't know that I did that, but I obviously assumed something was happening, or I was just getting too stressed with the work in the end, because my face totally broke out, and this is one of the reasons why I did not post a lot or at all last semester, because I just didn't like the way my face looked. It was getting really bad, and I was just a little embarrassed. I had never gotten acne like that before, and it was like all scars too, because I was picking at my face because of how stressed I was. And I know that's terrible, but I have been really trying to get my skincare right this Christmas break, and also now I got like a red light therapy so that hopefully the scars will start to begin to go away. As you can see, that one was a really bad one last semester, and then I'm still working on just clearing up this side of my face. But yeah, that was something that I was really insecure about, and I think I was thinking more about that sometimes when I was doing my work, and I just want to have my head fully thinking about my work and not having to think about other things that I can prevent just from taking care of myself. Yeah, those are the 3 things that I'm going to be leaving behind in 2025. And now let's get on to the things that I will be bringing in 2026. I want to bring craftsmanship into 2026. I did not do that great with my model making last semester. I definitely would say that I do have potential to make a good model, but sometimes I don't have the right materials. I don't really know how to use some materials to create a nice looking model. And so I just really want to focus on, well, first of all, that procrastination. I would always leave that model like till the day before it was due, and I think model making takes a while, especially if you want it to come out awesome and pretty perfect as it can be. And yeah, I just didn't prioritize the model. I was still focusing on my ideas till the end, and I just want to learn how to finalize ideas a little bit before the final critique or the mid review. The second thing that I am bringing into 2026 is bold ideas, and what I mean by this is not architectural. And you guys are probably like, Nadia, you're in architecture, what do you mean by not architectural? Well, I'll tell you. My first year, for my final project actually for that model making class, I had some ideas, and my professor didn't like that it was architectural. She told me that my project was too architectural, and I was like, I'm confused too, just like you guys are right now. Maybe, I don't know. I was confused by that. I never really knew what that meant, but I think I was thinking about this idea of not architectural, and my last project from last semester, I think I tried to include too many architectural elements into my thing. And one, I didn't have one topic that I wanted to focus on. I had too many different ideas, and it just didn't flow together. And 2, they were elements that needed to be more expressive, I guess, of me. And I think I took these classic architecture like domes and glass little windows, and I made it to be something that already existed, I guess. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I think I need to start focusing on creating more abstract ideas is what I'm trying to get at. I want to steer away a little bit from those strict architecture elements and focus more on inventing my own rhythm of architecture, my own flow of different designs. The third thing that I want to bring into 2026 is accomplishing tasks in order. Last semester, what I did is that studio was a lot of work, and we would have a lot of things to do before the next week. And so I would focus more on studio work. Let's say we have World Arc, and that's just reading and summaries and essays and that kind of stuff, and that would usually be due by Sunday at midnight, and then my studio would be due the following Monday, so the day after the World Arc was due. I would focus more on my studio things, and this semester I would like to work in order. Usually World Arc is around 50 pages we have to read, and then a 300-word summary, and so I might as well knock that out before starting all of the long work. That's what I mean by accomplishing them in order and just by the due dates. And that is all of my in and outs for 2026. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to try and document this semester's journey. Hopefully I can do that without feeling too stressed. Hopefully this won't be too bad of a semester. Like I said before, that was definitely, I wasn't prepared for what was gonna happen last semester. So I know what to expect now, and yeah, let's just hope for the best. I hope you all have a great day. Bye guys.